Hello, and welcome to the Digit Guy Education series of After Effects tutorials with your host, Robert Smith. In this video, I've taken the liberty of creating another comp, which is simply the same as the first one we made in an earlier video in this series, where we had some type and we used some keyframes to animate them. Okay, and rather go through that again, if you want to revisit that, just go back to video 2 or 3, I think it is, in this series, and you'll see how to put this together. So I've got that. Let's make a new composition. To do that, I'm going to go to Composition, New Composition, or Apple N, check my 640 by 640, 15 seconds long, which is what I want, 25 frames. Okay, I'm going to name the composition here. I'm going to call this outro, like that. And okay, now earlier in an earlier video we imported a video, a QuickTime movie, and here it is here. It's called Green Sample Trimmed. I simply double clicked here, found it like that, selected it and imported it. Okay, now I'm going to grab that movie. I'm going to grab it and drag it down onto the stage. Now watch how I'll do that again. I did it a bit quickly. I can grab it and drag it like this to wherever I like on the stage, or I can grab it and drag it straight down onto the timeline like this. Okay, and that's what I want. That'll put it right in the middle. You'll notice around the outside of it. I'm going to grab that and move this here. Now, apologies to this girl. I found this girl on a, I think she's been around, this bit of video has been around for a long time, shot at Enmore. One of the students having a bit of fun in front of a green screen. Okay, so as you can see, I've just dragged it onto the stage. I've got a 15-second timeline, but it only lasts about 5 seconds. That's how long the video is. Whenever you drag anything onto the stage that has duration, e.g. an audio file or a video file, it'll only take up as much time on the timeline as it exists, in this case about 5 seconds. Okay, now let's have a look at a bit of the magic in After Effects. What I want to do is I want to get rid of that green. Now that's a terrible green screen. It's got too much dark here in green, but we'll do a very rough job and I'll show you how it works anyway. We're going to have to use one of the effects. It's not called After Effects for nothing. So what I want to do is I want to go to my window effects, is it here? Yeah, effects and presets, like that, under window. And it comes up over here. The one I'm after, I know the name of it. We have this little database next to this search thing here. If I click in there like that and type in Keylight, now that's the name of the effect, and this is the database we'll look at ad nauseum as time goes by. But as you can see now, it's found this thing called keying or keylight, and removing the background is called keying. So I'm going to grab this keylight. Let me show you how to apply this effect. Now, a couple of things are going to happen. When I drag, I can drag it straight onto the video, or I can drag it straight down here onto the timeline. But watch what happens to your project window when you do that. If I grab this keylight and just drag it straight on, you'll notice now we seem to have a whole lot of properties, much the same as we do down the bottom down here, for this effect. And we'll go into this again in a lot of detail later. But to use this keylight effect, it's quite simple. All I've got to do is go to this screen color, click on this little eyedropper thing here, and click about there, a little bit close to our hand like that, and watch the magic. And that's it. Away goes the green screen. And we have a beautiful alpha channel created like that. What a beautiful thing that is. Okay, now a couple of tricks with this. Okay, when you put black against black, it tends to give you this little ghosty thing around the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a solid, as we did in one of the previous videos. To do that, I'll just simply click down here and I'll just Command Y will do that. Yep, I want a solid. Now I'm just going to change the color to a more a bluer color, if you like, a lighter color. Now this is the trick when you're keying. Put a lighter color in the background, like this, and you won't notice the edge so much. You don't notice the glow around the edge. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now, again, that's a pretty terrible green screen, and there's lots of ways of playing around with it, but that's outside the scope of this video. Okay, now that's it. I've got everything I need to make my video. Let's go back now to get back to my project window here. You'll notice how it's gone blank. To do that, if I do Command 0, it'll go back to my yeah, so I can see all my assets. If I'm on this layer, the video layer, and I do Command 0 again, it'll take me back to those effects that I can play around with, and Command 0 back to that. Okay, again, let's have a look at how we've got an intro, we've got an outro, we've got a bit of text just for the outro, we've got a couple of slideshows, and they're all 15 seconds long, all of these comps. Now it's time to trim them and to put them all together to make the final product. And we'll do that in the next video.